What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Happy Friday. This week we are taking a look at a Bodega MCD 60 fridge. I've had this thing for 3 or 4 weeks now. The really cool part about this and why I'm so interested in this verse, if you look back, I had an old Bodega and my Project X Blizzard box. I've only used the Blizzard box because I wasn't super happy with the cooling power and all that with the Bodega. They actually got me involved with design, not of this fridge, of a different one, some of the features I wanted to see. Um, and then they said, hey, we got another one. We'd love for you to check it out. I liked a lot of stuff about the Bodega. I just didn't like the cooling. It was loud and it took quite a bit of power and it didn't cool as quick as my Project X. That being said, it was a third of the cost, as is this one. This thing's 350, I believe, off Amazon. I'll have the link in the bio down there. I think there's 50 bucks you can save right now. But the really big thing that I love most about this is it is waterproof or water resistance, whatever you want to call it. And that was the biggest feature I wanted to test. I've had this thing in the back of my truck for 3 weeks now running, and it's spring in Missouri, so it has rained non-frickin' stop. It's actually, well, it just stopped raining now, but it has been raining constantly. So that was the big feature I wanted to test. Obviously, the cooling, that's super important, but it's really critical. If you're going to advertise that it's waterproof, I want to know it's actually going to frickin' work and not going to crap out on you. You know, we drive across the country, you drive everywhere. I'm not enclosed. I'm an open back truck here. Obviously, I have the tent over top and the Kuat Ibex, but still, these things get wet. So I have it kind of put on here on my Blizzard box slide. It doesn't fit perfect on there. It's a little too wide for it, but it does work. Um, it is at 37 degrees right now. It's soaking wet. It's been, like I said, it's been raining all night. It's been raining all day. It just stopped right now. It's cooling just fine. It's cooled down to 37 degrees. You know, I turned it off and then turned it back on so I could test how quick it ran down. From 60 down to 37 in like 12 minutes or something silly like that. We'll get back to the testing lab, aka my garage, and test it against my Blizzard box to make sure that's real, and some actual power draw numbers and all that. But this thing has been dead nuts awesome, has absolutely been phenomenal. No issues with the rain. It stays completely dry inside and has been just great. You know, I'm really happy with that. And again, for a price point of like 350, I believe, off Amazon right now, killer price. So, let's take a look at some features and then we'll dive into actually testing it out. So, one thing I loved about my original Bodega and that I honestly don't like about this one is the screen. The screen on the original Bodega was super bright, phenomenally bright. This is really kind of hard to read. It is 37 degrees. I have no issue with that, but I was hoping it would be that same original screen. It is a side lift here. I do like that. And the lid is reversible. I've got to figure out how to pop it out of there, but it is reversible side to side, so it can open this way or the other way. Obviously on a slide. It does have a front charging port or front power port to it. I wish that was on the back. Just with how it slides out, it sometimes gets tangled on there or hooked on there. I think I'm gonna run it underneath when I build a little platform on here or get their fridge slide. So overall, again, see, and it just got stuck on something. What did it get stuck on? Oh, it's just my old slide got stuck. Overall, super happy. It's got um, this rail here that you put straps through. I need to get 2 more straps so that I run it straight down and through instead of just one strap. But really nice. So yeah, as you see, you can pop the lid right off, flip it around, depending on which way you want it to face. And you got cold beverages in there. So super happy with this thing, but the real test is to see how quick it cools, kind of the power draw it has. It does have a full app, which I love. You can hop right into it, check and change your from eco to max draw, from cooling to refrigerate, to freezing, etc. It has a low power mode, so it's not going to drain your battery. Really, really happy with it. I'll see you guys back at the lab. All right, guys, so we are back here in the gear lab. I've got the Blizzard box here, and I'm sitting on the Bodega. It's what is the MCD 60? It's the 60 liter. This is a 41 versus 60, so this has 50% more space, roughly. Yet it's obviously taller, but it's shorter and just a hair wider. So footprint overall, obviously side to side, it's quite a bit taller. But if you look at it, oh, like this, it's just a hair shorter. Not much at all, truthfully. And then it's just a hair wider. But overall, fairly similar in size. This one's just a taller one. Built-in handles on the Bodega versus folding, I guess, handles on the Blizzard box. I know this Blizzard box isn't necessarily like a big brand name, but what it is a $1,000 frickin' 12-volt cooler versus, again, $350 one. I've had really good luck with this one over the years. But again, really excited about this for the full waterproof nature and just a little bit of additional size. I do like the shortness of this. Theoretically, if I had a bed cover on my truck, I would still be able to close it. Obviously, I don't, just because of the height of it. Those OBS Ford beds are a little shorter than the new ones. But I think, again, this being fully waterproof, having the app control is awesome. So what we're gonna do, again, I guess lift off lid on this. It does come with baskets in the Project X with a light. It has a metal liner in it. The Bodega has a plastic liner with a drain. I think that drain's really, really nice in my opinion. I've had stuff spill in these before. So it is nice to know that there is a drain that we can pull out. Again, removable lid on it that can switch around either way. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna hook these both up to this Ampace battery pack. The reason being is we can monitor how the wattage draw on this as it cools down. I'm just gonna put 10 12-ounce soda cans, or I guess flavored water cans in each that are ambient temp. The garage right now is 81 degrees. Both of these are at that temp. They've been sitting out here all day unplugged. So we're gonna look at how quick these are gonna cool down from 81 degrees to, this is set at 37. I think I'll set them both at the same temp, whether it's 35 or 37. I'll probably just put them at 32 just to get it all the way down to that freezing point just to see. And we're just gonna test it out, see what the draw is and see the time on it. So let's start with the Project X. I'll get it hooked up. All right, so again, I'm just gonna put 10 sodas in each. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9, 10. Close it up. We're gonna get it plugged in here. So after both of these have been running, both of these went through the test. Both the Project X was right at 1847, I believe. Bodega was right at 2013, 20 minutes and 13 seconds on the cool down from 70 degrees, 71 degrees down to 32. That is in a garage that's 77 degrees, no moving air or anything. With what? I think I have 10 cans in each one. So overall, Bodega took a minute and a half longer, but 50% more space. Obviously, if you have the thing loaded full of more stuff, it's gonna cool at a different rate, whether the stuff's cold or warm or et cetera, et cetera. We all know this. But I'd say for one, the price point, and two, the size, that's pretty darn good. I got both of these coolers, fridges, whatever you want to call them, for free. I have really no vested interest in either one, to be honest. This is the second Bodega I've had. As I mentioned earlier, the first one that I had, I completely opted for the Project X or the Blizzard box over it. There were just things about it I didn't like, and it took a lot longer to cool down than this one did. Um, they saw that review. They actually had me call them and talk to their engineering team, talk about redesigning a cooler, etc. Some of my input. That was pretty cool. Instead of what I've seen other companies do, because again, what I do is if a product sucks, I'm gonna tell you it sucks. Whether they paying me, they sent it to me, what have you, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I don't want you to spend your money as if you know as if it's free. That's just not the case. Money doesn't grow on trees. And so when they handled it that way instead of as some other brands have done and sent me scathing emails, take the video down, this breach of contract, which it's not. I don't sign contracts. Typically. Either way, I make sure I can say what I want. Um, it that was cool. That was like a hey, yeah, I get it. You don't like our product. What do we need to do to make it better? That was neat. That being said, they aren't paying me for this review. Understand that. Yeah, I got a cooler, they sent me, but I already had one. I didn't need another one. What I do love about the Bodega, I'm just gonna be fully honest, I do think the Bodega is a better unit than this Blizzard box. The reason being, first and foremost, the price. Guys, it's less than half the cost. It's right now $350, I think, on the link. Again, I have that down in the description. Versus the Blizzard box when I bought this or when I got this was $1,000. There's a lot of things you can do with an extra $600 out there. A lot of things. Hell, you can probably buy a used rooftop tent. I mean, there are options galore. Not to mention, I think the biggest factor of why I'd pick this Bodega over the Project X or the Blizzard box, whatever it is strictly because it's waterproof. Having that security when you're driving down the road, driving cross country, knowing that your food, your fridge, that could be $1,000, isn't going to fry while you're out there, that's massive to me. So, you know, you guys make your decision on that. The details are, hey, Bodega Kit takes a minute and a half longer to cool down. They're both holding temp really well. Neither of them are running right now. It's just 15 watts of output or, draw probably just on screens and stuff, or maybe an ambient fan on one. I don't really know. They're both really quiet. Neither of them take a lot of, are very loud. I honestly, this is the one I'd pick. Plastic liner, drain plug, metal liner with baskets. Baskets are nice to pull stuff out on. I originally really thought I was going to hate this flip up lid. I really thought I would. I love it. And I love it especially since you can swap it around. That's really cool to me. And then I'll show you here. There's your app. I don't know if that's even showing very well. Currently at 32 degrees. It's running. You can hit, do you want fridge or do you want freezer, max or eco? You can go into all the settings. You can turn it on and off. You can change the temp here however you want. So pretty cool how you can do that. Having this while you're running down the road is really, really awesome. Because there's times that I have stuff in the, sorry, I'm setting the temp back or else it's going to start freezing stuff. Um, there are times when I have stuff in the cooler. Obviously, you don't want to thaw out. I run this thing and I work for a pizza company. We do frozen pizzas. There's times I'm bringing frozen pizzas places in this cooler. I don't want them to thaw out while I'm running them to a customer or something. Um, so being able to keep tabs on that while you're running down the road, stop at a stoplight, what have you, making sure it didn't kick off, your embed power didn't cut, whatever. That's big to me. So anyway, guys, those are my thoughts. Again, link in bio or link in description for this cooler. I'll put the link for the Project X as well if you want to check it out. And I'll see you guys next Friday. You all have a good one.